There's many reasons that people struggle with depression, and so it's wise to consider the complexity of individual situations, the multiplicity of approaches. The Puritans even had kind of a diagnostic that had 4 or 5 areas. Years ago, I was going to the hospital to visit with a man who was dying, and he told his wife, though he was kind of in and out of lucidity, he told his wife that he felt bad because in his most vulnerable time, he was having a hard time praying. And so I came near to him. I didn't know if he heard me or not, but I told him that it was absolutely fine if he couldn't pray for himself because he had believers praying for him. And I take comfort in 2 Corinthians 1, where Paul says that he is despairing of life, he's excessively burdened, he really just seems like he's just ready to check out. And then a few verses later, it says that the Corinthians were helpful by their prayers in pulling him out of the doldrums. So if the Apostle Paul needed other people to help him and pray for him and encourage him, how much more so we. And it's interesting that later on, 7 chapters later, in 2 Corinthians 7, Paul says that Titus came to them and encouraged them in their depression. And that's the way the New American Standard translates the word that has a wide range of meanings, but that he came and comforted them in their depression. So again, if Paul and his cohorts needed encouragement, needed the prayers of others, there were times that he couldn't, again, pray himself out of it. He needed other people. No one can go it himself and be a Lone Ranger Christian. He who separates himself seeks his own desire, as Proverbs says. How much more so we? And so as we think about kind of these complex issues, realizing that we are intensely designed by God as social beings who need other people.